When Henry returned from the excursion, something had changed inside him. He no longer saw the world the same way. He had seen what was possible, and now he wanted more. He had entered high school, a new environment, new people, new expectations. Some familiar faces from middle school were still there, but everything felt different. As always, during the holidays, Henry worked hard, saving every coin he could just to pay for school fees and basic supplies. This time, he chose a scientific path, not because it was easy, but because he knew he was capable. When classes began, Henry stood out again. At the end of the first term, he was first in his class. But this time, it wasn't enough, because Henry had a new goal. He remembered the students he met during the excursion, the ones who were ahead of him. He didn't just want to be the best in his class anymore, he wanted to reach their level. But that required something he didn't have: books, documents, past exam papers, resources. All of it cost money. And after paying his school fees and buying the minimum supplies, he had almost nothing left. One evening, sitting alone with his notebook, he whispered, "How am I supposed to get there without what I need?" And then something unexpected happened. An organization from North America reached out. Their mission was simple: to help students who worked hard in school but lacked the means to continue. Henry qualified. He was selected. Along with a few other students from different regions, they offered him support. Every year, they would send him money, around $100. It wasn't a lot, but for Henry, it was everything. He held the money in his hands for a moment, almost in disbelief. Then he smiled. For the first time, he could afford what he needed: books, study materials, past exams. Everything that once felt out of reach was now possible. But there was something even more powerful. The organization had one condition. At the end of each semester, Henry had to send them his results. For the first time in his life, someone was waiting to see his progress. Someone cared. That changed everything. Henry worked harder than ever before. Days turned into nights. Effort became routine. Discipline became his identity. At the end of the first semester, the results came out. Henry looked at his grades. For a second, he couldn't believe it. He had achieved a score he once thought was impossible. And once again, he was first in his class. But this time, it felt different. He smiled quietly and said softly, "I'm getting closer." Henry had learned something important. The best way to truly understand something is to teach it. So he created a small study group, 5 students, all struggling in different subjects. He helped them, explained lessons, broke things down, answered questions, for free. One day, after a session, one of them said, "I finally understand. Thank you." Henry smiled, not proudly, but sincerely. Helping others was also helping himself grow. And during this time, something else was growing too. Celine, the girl he had met during the excursion. They kept talking, sharing moments, even from far away. And slowly, what he felt for her became real. For the first time in his life, Henry was in a relationship, a long-distance one. It was new, uncertain, but meaningful. Sometimes, life doesn't just test your strength. Sometimes, it sends you the help you never expected.